Today I'm diving into a topic that you might not think about often, but it's super important if it ever comes up in your life: executor responsibilities in Canada. So, what exactly is an executor? Simply put, an executor is someone who's been named in a will to manage the estate of the deceased. This means they're responsible for making sure the deceased's wishes are carried out and their assets are distributed properly. Sounds straightforward, right? Well, there's a bit more to it. Step 1. Locating the will. Without finding the will, the executor can't start their job. This document is the roadmap for everything that follows. Next up, the executor has to get the will validated by the court, a process known as probate. Probate might sound intimidating, but it's essentially the legal confirmation that the will is genuine, and the executor has the authority to act. Once probate is obtained, the real work begins. First, the executor has to take an inventory of all the deceased's assets. This means listing everything from bank accounts and property to personal items like jewelry or art. And remember, debts are part of the estate too. Now, on to paying off those debts. The executor needs to use the estate's assets to settle any outstanding bills or loans. Taxes are a big part of this too. The executor has to file the deceased's final tax returns and pay any taxes owed. After debts and taxes are handled, the executor distributes the remaining assets to the beneficiaries as outlined in the will. This step requires a lot of attention to detail because errors can lead to legal disputes. One important thing to note is that being an executor isn't necessarily a free job. Executors are entitled to be compensated for their time and effort. However, this compensation needs to be reasonable and is often specified in the will or by provincial law. It's also crucial to understand that executors have a fiduciary duty. This means they must act in the best interest of the estate and its beneficiaries. Failing to do so can result in legal consequences. So, if you've been named an executor, it's wise to seek legal advice to help navigate the process. Each province in Canada has its own specific rules and regulations, and having professional guidance can make a big difference. In conclusion, being an executor is a significant responsibility, and it's important to acknowledge that it can be both time-consuming and emotionally challenging. While you're navigating this process, remember to prioritize your well-being. Self-care and stress management are essential, not only for your health but also to ensure you can carry out your duties effectively. Take moments for yourself. Meditate, find joy in small things, and allow yourself space to grieve. Maintain a healthy lifestyle by eating well, exercising, and getting enough rest. Organize your time and delegate tasks where possible to avoid feeling overwhelmed. Don't hesitate to seek support, whether from professionals, friends, or family, to lighten the load. Ultimately, by caring for yourself, you'll be better equipped to fulfill your role as an executor and honor your loved one's legacy with clarity and compassion. Thank you for watching, and remember, you are not alone in this journey.